The perfect playmaking attributes breakdown happening right now. We do have other videos for shooting, finishing, and defense, so go check those out. But for now, lock in. We're going into playmaking, and there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this, so gear up. First things first, we want to say that there are physical attributes connected to some of this, well, most of this, and we're going to dive deeper down that rabbit hole. Don't worry about the build type or anything like that. This is just a template so I can display these playmaking. So first and foremost, every build should have a 75 or higher. 75 is the minimum, and the reason for this is because you want to be able to throw crisp passes, whether you're a center, a point guard, wing, any type of player that you're playing as needs to be able to throw at least a pass without it fumbling, without it going out of bounds, and things like that. So 75 has been very critical. I do have one of my guards with the 75, and it works very well. As long as I'm doing the right smart passes, I'm good with that. But I do have a second guard at 87, which we'll talk about in just a second. But I wanted to just talk about this and give you guys some breakdowns. There are a couple of a couple of pass styles that you can get within these different thresholds. And it is important to try and figure out which one is the best overall. Right now, LaMelo Ball is really nice for me. 87 unlocks some of that. You can get LeBron James. There's a couple pass styles in there that are decent. But the point is there's still not a full test on every single pass style. But the main thing is there are some really great ones. And at an 87, to me, is the second threshold. If you're not a 75, so that you can pass decently, whatever build you are, 87 is minimal for real point guards that are going to be playing 5-on-5s or just wants to be extremely accurate and throw some dots. Okay, this gives you bailout on bronze. That's the main focus. And then of course, needle threader, it also unlocks at a higher rate on silver. Those are the key points. But guess what? If you go higher, you're going to see even better needle threader on gold and much more. Now, is it worth going past a 92? I don't know. I'm sorry, 91. Is it worth it? I don't know. I think that you can feel the difference, and it actually does still stun people when they throw great passes. If you have a great passer at a high rate, which, for example, Hall of Fame is definitely going to be doing some damage out there, but that might cost you a lot for your build. And this is where the conversations about the best perfect attributes depend on your build style. If you're mainly wanting to pass and then try to get the ball back for a shot and things like that, you can do that style. But personally, I do think 87 should be the number that you reach for if you're going to be a great passer. Okay, 75 if you just want to get away with passing from time to time. Okay, and that's just general breakdown. There's not much to talk about with passing other than unlocking specific animations. As the years go by, I'll do updates on that, but right now that is the core of everything. Okay, now we're going to be talking about ball handle, but we're also going to be talking about the speed with ball, and we're going to talk about physicals because it's connected, so you can look right underneath. I do have the physicals there as well. We're going to talk about all that in just a second because there's important factors to get into. So now, ball handle at 40 should be pretty much on almost every build. Spot ups and centers, I have a 6'8 center with a 40 ball handle and a 40 speed with ball, and the reason for this is it unlocks the normal dribble animations and things like that, which allow you to have a better dribble style overall in your build. So it's better than having basics. So 40 and 40 doesn't cost much, nothing at all for any of those spot up builds, whether you're just a lockdown that's looking strictly to steal, block, and then pass the ball and spot up for shots. You still want a 40 because you can be able to make some moves and move decently. All right, this isn't the best, but the point is that is the starting point, and then we're going to get into a little more advanced things as we go forward. What I do want to talk about is that a lot of these are locked. So no matter how high I go here, I have to have certain amount of speed, acceleration, and speed with ball. So going up is not going to unlock everything for me. Look at, I'm at a 90 right now, right? And guess what? If I put up acceleration, that's going to boost some of those badges for me, right? So all of a sudden I have gold in different places because I put my acceleration up, met the requirements, but there's always more than one requirement for these things, and you got to be careful. So this video will get a little bit lengthy as far as breaking some of this down, because it is going to take some time for you to understand where do you want to meet the threshold? Where is it? Right? So that's the question. So we just want to get into it. For example, and I'm just going to give you the basics as we go forward. Okay. First and foremost, outside of a good, decent dribble here, unlocking specific animations, there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to go through all of them because we'll be here all day, but every single threshold, whether it's 75, 80, 82, 40, and so on, will unlock specific animations that are decent. They're decent. Okay. So what is the rate that you want? An 85 is on one of my guards. I pretty much have everything I will need, like the Jamal Murray, step back, so many different things like that are really top tier. And I'm doing well without having to have, you know, Kyrie's or Steve Francis necessarily on one of my builds. But again, I do have a 6'3" who does have these specific attributes and meets the requirements that helps me get even better dribbles. But it doesn't mean that I'm not efficient with the 6'8" build that I have. Okay. So this is where you got to make sacrifices on your build if you're going to be focused on dribbles. And let's lower this pass accuracy for a second. So for me, if you want to be a decent dribbler, there's an 80 or an 85 threshold for meeting requirements on specific dribble animations. Okay. But the top tier stuff, and this is where it's controversial, 94 and even 96. And we're going to get into it because I do have to upgrade other attributes as well so that we can meet all the requirements for this build. And we're going to make believe we're just putting speed up. We're just going to maximize everything so you can understand. But when I lower dribbles, okay, to a 94, it's unlocking certain Hall of Fame badges. The higher I go up, for example, 97, I got blow by on Hall of Fame, speed booster I already had. There's certain badges in here that are going to make a world of a difference for my playstyle. But now what do I want? Do I want a 98 before I can get Hall of Fame unpluckable? Is that necessary? It's going to cost me a lot of attributes. Personally, I don't think so. I have a 6'3" dribble head. It's going to focus on everything, but it's lower. Okay. And the reason for that is I want Hall of Fame or gold at minimum. So just understand that you have to make sacrifices. This is just me trying to prep you before we get into some breakdowns and talk about this a little deeper. Cool. All right. So 92. I have everything I need here. Okay. Gold, speed booster, and unpluckable plus more. Okay. These are the main things that I would want. 92. That is a dribble head's dream is going to be able to do a lot. You can turn it up to a 95 so you can get speed booster on Hall of Fame. This is the number one, in my opinion, the number one requirement this year to be able to go crazy. And you got to have a 91 speed with ball. Let's slow this down and I'm going to showcase it bigger so you can get the picture. All right, speed booster. Let's see the requirements. 95 ball handle, 91 speed with ball, and either speed or acceleration. If I had to make a sacrifice, and we're going to go down to speed and acceleration, you can see it on the screen right below. I'm going to lower speed. Why? Because it's off ball. My speed is off ball. The acceleration is when I have the ball. Okay. And I want to have a 93 or more. Do I have to go higher than 93? No, but we're gonna put it there. I'm gonna drop down my speed also. Okay. So then now we got exactly what I needed. And this is the numbers that I'm putting on: 90 speed, 93 acceleration, 91 speed with ball, and 95 ball handle. What does this give me? Pretty much an unstoppable build. I have unpluckable on gold, speed booster on Hall of Fame, a bunch of other great stuff that we can get into, but that is a very important part. Of course, things like triple strike, top tier stuff. These are specific must-have type of badges to make you very unstoppable. Triple threat badge is critical this year. I love it. And then hyperdrive is a badge that nobody talks about, but it's very useful. It makes you fast on the moves when you're doing dribbles. All right, that's that. But down here below with the again, the key points is the physicals. You're getting, just from looking at my physicals, you're getting important things that you need on this build. Okay, so understand that dribbling isn't the only thing, ball handle isn't the only thing that you got to focus on. There's 4 attributes that connect together to make you better. And guess what? I'm gonna even go crazier. How about this? Let's not forget handles for days on Hall of Fame. 99 stamina. Because you're going to be a dribble head, this is for the dribble heads, and that's how you focus on that. Now the question is this what I really need? Is this the type of play style that I'm doing? No, not everybody likes this play style. Not everybody has to waste all of their points on ball handle. If you want to drop this down and you don't want to be too crazy with the dribbles, you can lower this down a little bit and give yourself some better leeway. And again, there's specific animations where this isn't an animation video, but there's specific animations at certain thresholds. I like the 85 threshold. You get a ton of them. You can go up to a 90 and really unlock more. But personally, if you're really not the main dribbler and you just want enough dribbles to get open and make a play, you can go there. I would turn up, if I can, speed with ball or acceleration. Acceleration is very critical. It helps you move with the ball. So even if you have a low ball handle, for example, let's just make believe I put it at 80 and I'm at 80 there, but I have acceleration very high, I'm going to be able to move faster. Okay, again, the thresholds for badges also are important, but that's just something to take into consideration of what is working for you, what you think is best. All right, personally, again, 85 is the threshold for like a decent guard. So this is for somebody who wants to just get by, do a 75 pass accuracy and 85 ball handle. Be with ball is good where it's at right now. If I really wanted to get a little crazy, we'll talk about that in a minute. But then from there, these are just choices on how to make yourself even better. These are choices. I want to be able to have better acceleration. I don't need the speed as much because that's off ball. Speed works for perimeter defense and for just general movement. But when you have the ball, it's all about acceleration. First 2 steps, all that play into part from acceleration. So I would go higher on acceleration than I would on the rest if I just want to be fast and get some work done. Okay, now the question is, they're working on some patches and things. Will Unpluckable be good at silver? Once that's all fixed, we got to see. And I will have updates for you guys about that specific situation. But this is the general breakdown on playmaking. There's so much more. I could dive down and make this a very long video detailing every single thing when it comes to playmaking with the animations and so much more. But this is strictly just the best value for your buck. So once again, 75 pass accuracy is passable. Okay, that's a mandatory for every build. After that, going up to an 87 makes you a really nice passer. Higher than that makes you an elite passer, and you're going to be fine from there. You're going to get tons of animations at 87. Okay. Then for ball handles, you can have a 40. That's specifically for non-shooting builds that are just, non-dribbling builds that are just spotting up. need to cut to the basket and make a dribble or two, try to get open on a fast break, things like that. You can just have that at a 40. Same thing with speed with ball. All right. Then from there, you go up on dribbles. Having it anywhere in between the 70s to 85 is decent for you to be able to make a move or two. You're going to move very well. If you know how to dribble, you don't got to go crazy and try to be some ISO player, but you just want to do it behind the back. You want to do a quick crossover. You want to do simple things. You're going to get it done. And when it comes to speed with ball, you mostly want to focus on trying to unlock animations. Badges here. That's going to help you big time, but that connects to acceleration and speed with ball, depending on which badge you're looking for. And that is the general breakdown when it comes to playmaking. Hope that was helpful. Got a bunch of more for finishing, shooting, defense. Go check those out. Lock in right here. Peace.